Welcome. This is Tarron with Twist Mesquite Performance Horses. We are on a mission to create a world-class 2-year-old program that specializes in the reined cow horse. Today we are doing a video with Salty. This is his 4th week in our program. Today we're going to go over 4 exercises that we've used to advance him over the period of this past week. So we're going to get him warmed up, and then we'll get started when we're ready to get on him. So now that we got this horse warmed up, first thing I make sure that these horses do when I get on them is I want to flex them on both sides, reminds them about getting soft, being soft, and reminds them about keeping their feet still. Like where he thought about walking off there a second ago. This just helps us start the ride off in a controlled manner. And right here, I didn't ask him to move off, and so I'm going to remind him to keep his feet still. Okay, so this process, like I said, we got four exercises we're going to go through. So the first exercise is just these one rein stops. So we've worked on these. So I want to make sure that I can stop this horse at a walk, a trot, and a lope. So far this week, we've just worked on gaining control of this horse at a walk and a trot. To me, I want them carrying me and controlling themselves pretty well at a walk and a trot before we start loping on them too much. To me, it just seems like they kind of figure out where their feet are better before we start adding a bunch of speed. And that's worked well for me. It seems like it's gotten these horses toned up, figuring out where their feet are, and it's kept us out of any wrecks where horse stumbling over his feet or anything like that. Okay, so I said this one rein stop, I want to make sure that I can come out here and I take my feet off and get this horse's feet to stop and get him to get soft. At a walk and a trot. And so bettering this exercise will be just being able to do this throughout our ride as we progress our other exercises. This is just to where just double checking at this point. Double checking I can get him to stop his feet and just kind of feeling out where his mind is at the first of this ride. Okay, so that's exercise number one. Exercise Number 2 is we worked on is just cruising. So I'm basically not steering this horse around. I want to just allow this horse to freely move around this pen and just cover some country. I might kind of steer him away from the camera a little bit, but steer him out this direction a little bit just off the camera. But with the camera wasn't here, I just kind of let him trot around. If he were to go to move to jump up into a lope, if I didn't ask him to, I would pull him back down with one rein stop, flex him both sides, and then we'd go again. And so basically, I just want him to get comfortable floating around this arena, not too concerned with where he goes. I want to be able to just move all around him. And as I said, I'm just kind of steering him away from this camera a little bit. And so that cruising exercise, you know, where you could take it is to advance that exercise would be where you could just put this horse on a loose rein, you know, make sure there wasn't anything in this arena for them to get over into, and you can just cruise them around. Make sure they're good with you rubbing all over them at all three gates. See right there, he started trying to trot off without me asking him, and so I pulled him up. So we worked on those 2 exercises for the first couple rides in this big pen. And all of these things, they just they lay the foundation for the next exercise. So now that I can get this horse moving out, so those are the first 2 exercises. The third exercise is following the fence. Okay, so now I have this horse freely moving out. I have him moving forward. I am kind of steering him around because we have our flag set up over here. So I'm steering him, making sure he stays off this flag. And he kind of boogered at that other horse a little bit. That's all right. We just put him back on this fence and we go trotting off. So ideally, you don't have a camera sitting in the middle of the arena and you don't have a flag set up blocking your other fence line, and you can just put this horse on this fence line and take him all the way around this fence line. And so, because we do have the camera, I'll take him back over here, put him on this fence line going the other direction. And so you know, he did pretty well with this. It took a few times around for him to get comfortable going down this fence line to where he wasn't wanting to booger out. You know, a lot of times at first when you put these horses on this exercise, they don't want to stay too close to this fence. And so we just, if they go to veer off this fence line, we'll kind of steer them with one hand, steer them back to that fence line and make it, you know, kind of bump them with this outside leg and bump them back to that fence. And then once they're here on the fence, once they're pretty close to it right here, then we'll let them go. So I still have my feet, I'm squeezing them forward, and we're just letting this horse travel out. And so it's nice to where you can just put some miles under this horse's feet, and you're not steering him around too much. You're just letting him move out and get comfortable moving out. And so to advance this exercise here, I would be able to do it, you know, at a lope. And so, you know, like to advance this next week, it would be doing this, take this flag down and doing this exercise at a trot, and then being able to do this exercise and the next one we're about to work on at the lope, to where that horse learns to just lope around here relaxed. He learns to stay up here on this fence line, just let that fence line guide him. He lopes up in here and gets comfortable with these corners, and he lets us start guiding him and guiding him around. So I'm gonna go down here one more time, and then we'll show you. We'll show you the fourth exercise. So he's done really well so far. I mean, with this colt, he travels very smooth. He's naturally wants to draw. He naturally wants to rock back and turn on his hocks. He's a very nice athletic colt. It doesn't hurt that he's pretty blue roan, built pretty, bred really well. Just makes for a nice horse. So now that he came down here, so ideally, as I said with this, okay, so this next exercise we're going to work on is number 4. And so I want to be able to ride this horse off in a straight line. And he's going to show us right here the importance of this. Okay, so I want to be able to ride this horse in a straight line, look at my corner, and ride him straight over to that corner. I want him staying between my feet. If he veers off one direction, I'm going to take my hand and guide him back the other way. And I'll put my outside leg on him. So like this, he understands this. Put him back on this fence line and go over here to this other corner. And so I can go to all 4 corners all around this arena. Come to this corner, go down here to this end, and then back over. And you know, want to make sure that he gets deep into this corner, and then takes my guidance, and goes down here in a straight line. I'm not holding him in a straight line. I'm letting him make a mistake of swerving off. And if he does, I'll guide him back to that straight line and keep going that direction. So I do have to change it a little bit right here because we have this flag. So I'll stop a little short and go back this other way. And you keep him off this flag here. So if I have any trouble with any of these corners, I'll go and do that same triangle again. And so this straight line, if I have trouble with my straight line or my corners, I'm going to go and repeat it. And so I come down here. He did good in this corner, but that straight line there wasn't very good. He was swerving all around. And so we're gonna repeat that, and I will repeat that same pattern until he does better with it. And then I'll come back down here, go back down here, and come to my next corner, and then head off to the corner that is on the other end. And I'll repeat that until I've hit all 4 corners. He's gone straight line, and then we'll go and do that the other direction. This colt's silly. He wants to just hit that. I mean, he just wants to go right towards that flag. So, and we'll just do this. We'll spend some time just doing the same exercise at a walk, trot, and a canter. I like to do it at this trot until they get pretty comfortable doing it, and then as they've maybe done it for a week or so, then I'll start doing it at the lope. But I want to be able to guide this horse around. And so with the camera being here, I'll stop a little short and head to this other corner. See, he's not wanting to come out of this corner, but we'll just stay with him till he gets on this straight line and he goes. And so that's the importance of making sure this horse will just move freely, where he knows that component of it. Okay, when these feet are on me, I need to move forward, and then I can get him stopped. And then we add just following this fence all the way around here. And so now this horse is starting to move freely, take a little bit of guidance, and then we add steering this horse. But we don't do all this stuff at the same time, where we can just work on one element at a time. It's just like our exercises. We work on one exercise at a time. And when you do that, just no different than these videos, we can see, okay, how we've progressed, how these horses have gotten better. So we're gonna do this a couple more times right here. He gets over to this corner. He doesn't want to come back over here. He'd rather go over there, see what those horses are doing. He's got to draw to that corner. But we have to, this is a good exercise for that, to where it helps us work on getting this horse listening to us and our direction, no matter what he wants to do. So to advance this exercise, I would continue progressing. As I said, like next week, do these last two exercises that I've done. Make sure that he will do a one rein stop. Check that out. But then make sure that, and check these two exercises out. So our follow the fence, and then doing our straight line, and then add a lope, add some speed to it and lope him around. Make sure he guides well at the lope, and get him experience doing that. Take down the flag, make sure there's nothing in the arena, and just travel. So I'm gonna go rest him over in the corner that he doesn't want to be in, and that'll be our review with Salty for this week. Overall, we're pleased with how he's come along. He's done a really good job, and we look forward to catching you on the next one.